Hey there, new to ESO and want some tips to help guide you on your journey? Well, here you go. First of all, ESO is a massive game. It's important to remember, do not rush. It's a journey, and with so many different things to do, it can easily become overwhelming and get lost in. In saying that, over my years playing, here are what I think are the 12 best tips for new players just getting started. Oh, and of course, there's a super secret bonus tip at the end. Starting out at number 1, one of the first things you want to do is head on over to the Fighters Guild, the Mages Guild, and the Undaunted. They are in every base alliance zone. Daggerfall in Glenumbra if you chose the Daggerfall Covenant, Davin's Watch in Stonefalls if you chose the Ebonheart Pack, or the Volkel Guard in Auradon if you chose the Adamiri Dominion. While the Mages Guild and the Fighters Guild are marked on your map, the Undaunted isn't, and it can be found in the taverns of these areas. Going into a tavern you will see a quest marker. Picking these up will give you the 3 skill lines: Fighters Guild, which levels by killing Daedra and Undead, the Mages Guild, which levels by collecting lore books, and the Undaunted, which unlocks by doing dungeon related achievements and quests. You can head to the Undaunted Enclave on the outskirts of capital cities in the base zones Stormhaven, Gratwood and Deshaan, and pick up a daily delve quest to scoop up an easy 10 Undaunted rep per day. Taking us into tip number 2. At level 10, you'll receive the ability to join a random dungeon and a random battlegrounds. These are great sources of easy experience points for both your character and for you as a player. Dungeons are 4 main groups taking on unique bosses and mechanics as you journey through them. And picking up a quest in a dungeon and completing it on that character will grant you a skill point as well. So don't forget to hand in those quests before you leave. And then there's battlegrounds, throwing you into 3 teams of 4 battling it out in death matches or objective based PvP matches. They give great rewards and the PvPing will grant you 2 skill lines, Assault and Support. These skill lines can also be obtained by simply queuing into Cyrodiil and completing a super simple quest that will be in your base when you get there. To queue into Cyrodiil, you can press L if you're on PC or navigate the menu to the Alliance War tab. It's a little castle icon. Select your campaign, and when first arriving in Cyrodiil, I suggest picking up the Welcome to Cyrodiil quest. It will be in your immediate area. If you've never done PvP before, I recommend doing that. However, if you know what you're doing, you can just talk to the Grand Warlord in your home gate to skip the quest and receive your AP, and away you go. These skill lines are super handy for both PvP and PvE, as I'm sure you'll discover later on, so definitely worth doing early. Your Assault and Support skill lines level through AP, or Alliance points. This is the currency earned through PvP. Pro tip: putting 1 point into the continuous attack passive of the Assault skill line will give you Major Gallop, which will increase your mount speed by 30%. And you'll get enough AP to unlock that passive from doing that Welcome to Cyrodiil quest. On to tip number 3, gold. Personally, I think saving your gold for inventory upgrades is the best thing to do early on. Heading into any major city, you can find yourself a pack merchant. You can pay the pack merchant to upgrade your inventory space. You can do the same at a banker for your bank space. When it comes to buying gear and food, I think it's much easier to get someone to make it for you or help you obtain it. Leading us into tip number 4, join a guild. The ESO community is special and very different to other MMO communities. For the most part, it's a very positive place filled with people willing to help others on their journeys through Tamriel. You can join a guild and meet people so easily. Using the in-game guild finder, you can narrow down your search to find a guild that is doing the same content you're looking to do. You can keep an eye out in zone chats for people recruiting, you can hang out on Twitch and become a part of their communities like over at twitch.tv/officiallyiffy, or you can use other platforms too, like Facebook, Discord, and more. Speaking of friends, that brings us into tip number 5, companions. One of ESO's recent things they've introduced is the companion system. Heading over to Blackwood or High Isle and doing a short quest can end you up with a follower of your own. As of this recording, there are currently 4 companions in the game. Bastion and Miri, they come out of Blackwood, and the 2 newest ones, Isabel and Ember, coming out of High Isle. I don't want to tell you anything about them, I'll let you discover all about that by yourself. But once you pick one, head on over to the comments section and let me know, are you Team Ember, Team Isabel, Team Bastion, or Team Miri? So you've got your skill lines, you've got your companion, and you're ready to head on out and tackle the world. For tip number 6, do and try everything. ESO is jam-packed with so much stuff to do and try. Trying out different armors, skills, roles to see what you like best. See a quest, head on over and give it a whirl. The voice-acted NPCs make every quest immersive. See a delve or a public dungeon? Run on in there. Every delve and public dungeon has a sky shard in them. The public dungeon quests in the new chapter High Isle will also reward you with skill points. The world events like Harrow Storms, volcanic vents, world bosses, the list goes on. Everything as a new player is worth immersing yourself in and rewards you with gear, skill points, or an extremely fun time. Now we get to the finicky bit. Tip number 7, respecking. You've got your main, you're trying different things out, and you've settled into a role or playstyle you're enjoying and would like to respec. Respecking in ESO is super easy. Heading to a major city of the base zones or chapter zones, you will find shrines. One for attributes, one for skill points, and one for getting married. You can even find a priest at some of these locations that can remove a curse like vampire or werewolf should you choose to no longer be one. Pro tip, remember tip number 3, the gold saving? By the time you hit level 50, you would have received 2 respec scrolls for free, one for attributes and one for skill points. On top of that, maybe you can't wait that long. Maybe you know what you want to do when you're level 15. Well, if you've obtained a house of some sort, you can get one for free by picking up the housing brochure off the walls and doing a short quest. Talk to the NPC, hand in the quest, boom, free apartment. Once you've got your free apartment, go in there and head on over to the furnishing store. From here, you can get a free armory table. By default, the armory table will have 2 free slots available. Leaving one of them blank, you will always be able to equip a blank build, essentially resetting your character completely. You'll get attributes, skill points, champion points, all refunded. Gear, mundus, even curses like vampire and werewolves will be removed for free. All of that being said, nothing in Elder Scrolls Online is permanent except for your class. You can change everything, even your race or alliance. And that leads us into tip number 8. Now you're out adventuring, you've got your main character, and you've been having a ton of fun. What's next? Make more characters. By default, ESO gives us the ability to have 8 characters before paying for more character slots up to a maximum of 18. I recommend one of each class. You don't need to play everyone, but it's nice to have in case you decide to try something new. This will allow you to do those sweet daily dungeons and battlegrounds on multiple characters a day. With multiple characters, this brings us to tip 9, horses. I think most of the Elder Scrolls Online community will agree when we say horses are just so important. Don't have a horse? Don't worry. Upon reaching level 10, you'll be giving a horse to get you around. To level horses, go to any stable in any city, and for as cheap as 250 gold, you can upgrade either speed, stamina, or capacity, which will upgrade your inventory. Doing this on each character once a day, because the cooldown is 20 hours, will save you a lot of time in the future. For tip number 10, decon and research. Ever wonder what to do with all that junk gear you've been picking up? Are you getting a sore back from carrying it all? Or maybe a migraine trying to manage your inventory? Head on over to any crafting bench and navigate through the tabs to the research tab to see if you can research any of the gear you've collected. This will destroy the item, so be careful not to destroy a beloved piece of gear. Checking each table of blacksmithing, clothing, woodworking or jewelry and keeping up to date with them will save you a ton of time in the future. Now you've got your research going. Go ahead and deconstruct the rest of the gear you don't want. Don't sell it. You could use the materials and the inspiration, which is kind of like crafting XP, to level those skills. While we're on crafting, let's go into tip number 11, alchemy. One of the most common things I see is new players without their alchemy leveled. But why does this matter? Potions in the Elder Scrolls Online have a cooldown of 45 seconds. Starting out, the very powerful buffs you get last about 20 seconds, sometimes less. Leveling the alchemy skill to 50 will give you the chance to snag the medicinal use passive. This will extend the effects of potions by up to 30%. That means that you can make the effects of a potion last the entire duration of the cooldown, giving you 100% uptimes on some of the most powerful buffs in the game. And lucky last, tip number 12, bookshelves. Read all the bookshelves. A nice quick and easy one. Every now and again, you can get lucky and gain a level up for a random skill. I mean, why not? It's free. And that just about does it. Those are the best 12 tips for a new player that I can think of. Oh wait, but what kind of monster would I be if I didn't leave you without an awesome bonus tip? And here it is. Writs. Writs, writs, and more writs. What are writs, you say? Head on over to my ultimate guide to writs video to find everything you need about them. Linked here and in the description below. And now that's it. If you're new, welcome to ESO. If you have a tip that I didn't include, leave it below in the comments section. If you enjoyed the video, consider giving it a like, and if you want more, hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching and enjoy your journey.